Okay, hopefully we're live. This is far easier than doing some pre-recorded stuff. I'm going to check the audio while I'm waiting for a couple of people to pop in and say hello. Let's go to my homepage. Hopefully it'll be there. Yeah. And say hello. Okay, works. It works. That's good. Actually, I'll turn down the volume on this because then I can see who's in, because for some reason on my phone I can see you, but then, oh, there we go, you're just popping up on my laptop now. Okay, good. It's Garcia and I, big up. Hey da, yo. Unrivaled Box Talk, big up. Page number, big up. Brian Clark, yes, there's been an awakening. Have you felt it? Indeed. JPK World, yo. Okay, so we're gonna wait for a few people to come on in. Hang on a minute, we got, you know what, I'm going to turn off this phone because this phone is going to die. I thought I'd do a real quick one. I'm not going to be here long because my wife is away, so just me and my little boy. So I'm going to go cook some dinner in a bit. I wanted to get everybody's thoughts on what happened last night between Ennis Brown and Maxwell. What's everybody thought about that? Toby Plays, what's up? Hurricane Moon, what is up? Tim Lee. Reinhard Schneider, what's up? DK, yes. Tahir's Day to Day, big up. Bum Squad Nation, indeedy do. I've been, yeah, it was a robbery. In my opinion, it was a robbery. I watched it live, of course. I watched all of the card except for the main event, the Anthony Yard fight. Oh my days. We ain't going to talk about that. But I want to talk about Maxwell and Ennis Brown. I want to talk about that. Blatant robbery, DK robbery. Yep, Haydar. So far, I know there's not too many people in at the minute, but it does appear that most people, and of course I've seen it on social media as well, I've seen quite a few people talking about it, which is why I want to go live about it rather than just do my thoughts on it all. Because maybe some of you feel that maybe Maxwell won because the style of Ennis Brown, listen, let's be real about it, it's an ugly style. Okay, it's not pleasant to watch. It really isn't. It's quite effective. I thought Ennis Brown, the way that he was using the long-range jab and the long-range jumping into an uppercut position was pretty good. But it was a horrible style to watch. He did look weird. Sam Maxwell looked like a real boxer. Okay, he looked like the boxer, but he wasn't throwing anything. So how did he win? That's what I'm getting at. Yard with a full mismatch. Exactly, it was. Connor Melvin, big up to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Mighty Thor, big up. No Sky Sports in Texas. No Sky Sports for anybody at the minute until next week when you hear everything on Wednesday. There was a unanimous decision. Now there's a damnable rematch clause. Yep. Watched it again without comment. Yeah. I heard that there is a rematch clause, but does it have to be activated? What happens if they don't activate it? Or Maxwell said, nah, you know what? I'm not bothered. The yard fight was BS. Absolutely, it was. Jab the like button, guys. Indeed, you do. Why not? It's free. Frampton had to be shut up by the producers. Oh, did he? Okay. I do wonder if Maxwell was given the decision because he's a home fighter, but isn't Ennis Brown? He's a home fighter too. So I don't really know the reasons. Ennis Brown outworked him and won comprehensively. Exactly, Unrivaled. Exactly. It was ugly. It's a horrible style. It's almost reminiscent of Arsenio Byfield. It's just that gangly, awkward kind of style. I don't want to say it's uncoordinated. It is coordinated, but it looks uncoordinated. But it is. That's just how he fights. Yunnan would have lasted longer. Yeah, I think so. That was a terrible mismatch. The thing is with Out in the Yard, is that, you see, this is what happens when he fights these kind of guys. Then he fights somebody who's decent and he comes unstuck. That's my thoughts on that one. I don't know how you all feel about it. Let's go back. Okay. Oh, yeah. Now, you see, I only put the good and clown channels in the title because every time I do a live stream, people always ask my thoughts about other channels. That's why I put it in there. I didn't really have anything to talk about other channels, if I'm being brutally honest. Fan Box Nego, Dante Box Nation, Key, they're all trash biased channels. I know the first three. I don't know who the last one is. I have no clue. They're all biased. I think everybody's biased to a certain point. I don't mind a bit of bias, but then they're just being stupid, isn't they? But I mean, I don't watch any of these guys. I don't watch them. I mean, I only watch channels who I'm subscribed to. That's pretty much how I am. Hey there, I heard Lee McGregor signed with Sky. Is that true? Lee McGregor. I haven't heard that one myself. That'd be one of the names that I'm unsure of. Do you watch Counterpunch Boxing? No. Salute Sporting Icons and the chat. Toby Bartlett, big up. About Yard, I see a lot of people complain about the Arthur rematch, but I don't mind if that's what's happened. Arthur and Yard keep fighting guys like last night in Tango. Yeah, exactly. If these guys don't get it on, then where do they go? Is Lyndon Arthur, along with Pat Barrett and that, are they just waiting for the world title shot? Is that what they're going to do? I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see the rematch. Why not? Does Anthony Yard really want it? Because he could have activated the rematch straight away, took it straight away, but he didn't. Does he want it? Does Tunde Ajayi want it? All questions. Punch drunk, counter boxing, yep. DK, ugly but effective. Yeah, it is an ugly style. I know a lot of people, especially on BT Sport, were saying, oh, let's get the rematch. I mean, I understand, because the only reason that I would say have a rematch is because I thought Ennis Brown won. But other than that, it's not a fan-friendly fight. I don't think it was an ugly fight. It was an ugly fight. Do I want to see that kind of fight again? Not really. But Ennis Brown deserves a rematch, though. How the judges score that fight has to be fair. Yeah. Didn't one of them two of them gave Maxwell, was it 3 rounds? And the other one gave him 2 rounds. I don't know. I mean, and what the British Boss Border Control going to do about it? Absolutely nothing. Because they can always hide behind that we spoke with the judges and they said, well, this is how we scored the fight and boxing is subjective. That's how they'll do it. You mean Maxwell promoted by Frank and Brown was the away fight technically? That's kind of how I saw it. Because even with the commentary in that as well, listen, okay, I know the commentary had Ennis Brown winning, but at the same time, they were almost criticizing the style of Ennis Brown. And I understand the criticism. It's not a nice style to watch. But he was outworking him. He was the one moving around. He was the one throwing the punches. He was the one landing the punches. Maxwell just seemed to be hang in there, continue, and try and land some at the end. If he ties down, that seems to be it. Ennis Brown got robbed. Yeah, exactly. One cares about Maxwell a lot more. I reckon that's something to do with it. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm not accusing Frank Warren of putting on the stage to rob him, but does he like Maxwell more? Is that maybe why the judges did it? Maybe he didn't say anything to the judges, but the judges knew that. A lot of that kind of happens in boxing. They're way too biased, yeah. AJ versus Usyk, are you going? Unfortunately not. Haitian Sensation Promotions, unfortunately not. I won't be going. It's very difficult, though, because when you've got fights down in, say, London area, which, of course, this one is, it's very, very far for me to go. And, of course, I've got to arrange babysitter. I've got to hope that my wife isn't working that day and all that kind of stuff. So it's not always good. Salute. Silvestri Alamo, 2011. Salute. Hope you're good. I think I just butchered your name. I do apologize. Don't ask me. Tommy Fury reduced his fight from 6 rounds to 4 and weighed it in at 179 pounds. Taylor fought at MMA at 145, 155. Never got beyond Bellator. Tommy's a real boxer, but Jake Paul isn't, right? This is all building towards a Jake Paul, Tommy Fury, and I'm sick of it. I find that whole thing cringy. I find it really, really cringy. Honestly, I do. I mean, I like Tommy Fury. I think I'm one of the very few that does, to be honest, but I do actually like him. But this is just a cash grab. That's all it is. That's all it is. And as far as Jake Paul's concerned, you know what? He's doing what he needs to do. If people are willing to pay for his fights, and you know what? More power to him. Uncle Ratchets. He only watches the channels that hate on Wilder. No, actually, I watch quite a few channels that don't. Lee Wood versus Michael Conlon. Yeah, I've seen that one. I forgot I could do this, put it on the screen. Yeah, I've seen that. Because when I heard about maybe Lee Wood having a unification with Kid Galahad, I'm thinking, but Lee Wood's got the regular. I mean, I know they can unify from one perspective, but it's not usually the done thing, is it? Usually they go after the super champion, but Lindenhoff absolutely wrecked him. Yeah, I agree. Right. Are the Sky signing big, or is it just hype? They've got some good fighters coming up. Real good fighters. In fact, I could probably tell you one. I don't, because a few people told me about it, and obviously there's been a lot of fighters. They were down in London this past Wednesday. There's a couple of good names in there, for sure. And I've done a couple of interviews as well with a couple of the Sky Sports new signings, which of course I'll release once Sky Sports make it official, if you like. I mean, I'm not Michael Benson, I'm not Mike Coppinger or anyone like that. I don't put out all the rumors or anything like that. I mean, I could just do an entire video on it, do mad views on it, but then my name is a scumbag at the end for doing it, isn't it? So that little Pharaoh channel is complete bonkers. Acts like he's on a plantation 1800s. I don't watch that. I don't know. I used to watch Campus Box on TV, but I got fed up with his yakking about racism. Oh, is he? Bless him. Yard's issue in his corner, not him. It's clear. Well, at the end of the day, when you're a fighter, you don't always follow exactly what it is that your corner's telling you. You act on the spot. You make your own decisions. So Yard is to blame on this one, of course. Matty, Sporting Icons, do you reckon Wilder will bring anything different to the third fight, or do you think the training vids are pre-fight hype? Well, the training vids are gash. Anybody can look good. And the way that he was fighting on the pads, okay, you have to remember, he's never fought like that. At no point has he ever fought like that. And for him to fight like that, where he ducks under a hook shot and follows through with a left hook to the body, that ain't going to happen. Wilder fights scared. That's what he does. He fights on the back foot. He's always been a scared fighter. The only time he really moves forward is when he lands a big shot and his opponent is hurt. That's the only time he really moves forward. Gunny O'Connor, yeah, I know. I don't usually go live, but I kind of use the opportunity because my wife is away with her family for a little while. It's just me and my youngest son at the minute, and he's upstairs playing his Xbox, his Series X, enjoying all the games. Although I got him that Series X, right? Was about 4 or 5 months ago now. And to be honest with you, it was no different to the Xbox One because he plays the same crap. He downloads Roblox. He does all that. I mean, complete waste of money. It really was. But yeah, that's why I'm live, because I've actually got the opportunity. My wife doesn't, she doesn't mind me going live or anything like that. It's just that she's one of these people who is always clanging around in the background. Yard will be a world champion if he had the gas tank to push for the stomach. Yeah. You see, one of the things that I have an issue with BT Sport and that is that they'll say how Anthony Yard proved that he's world level. And a lot of people who know him and are fans of him will also say that. Why? Because he had one good round against Kovalev? What about the rest of the fight? Because he had one good round against Kovalev. It's ridiculous. You checked out YB yet? YB? No, I have not. I hate rematch clauses. They're killing boxing. Yeah. Well, it depends on the rematch clause. Let me highlight that. Depends on the rematch clause, what it's for. I don't think rematch clauses should involve the British or the Commonwealth titles. If there's a world title or a mandatory position and it was a voluntary, as in the world title was a voluntary, the mandatory was a voluntary, if you like, then there's no reason why you can't have a rematch clause, because then there's a voluntary. They're giving that opponent an opportunity, aren't they? So, thoughts on Fowler versus Smith? Good fight. I'm very interested in that one. I will favour Liam Smith in that one. I will favour him. But is he over the hill now? I don't know. I know last time he fought, was it last time, or I don't know if he's had a fight since, when he's over there in Russia or wherever it was, he did get jobbed. But Liam Smith, he's good. I don't know whether or not he's world level, though. I don't know whether he's not. I'm not too sure if he ever really was, if I'm being fair. I mean, him losing to Munguia and Canelo, okay. But for the kind of dogfight, Fowler, he's going to have to show some of that Team GB boxing skill for him to win that one. Gave it, 17? Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I had a little bit closer than that, but yeah. I agree with the decision. You think Fowler smashes him? Maybe. Can you give us a name that's signed with Sky Sports, please? Chris Eubank Jr.? Yep. I'll give you all a name in a minute for Sky Sports. Score it without commentary. Was it much different, do you think? Because I do know, obviously, me and many of you, we have been to quite a few live boxing shows, and sometimes what you see in the arena isn't necessarily what you see on TV. And to be honest with you, I'm not too sure what advantage it is. Do you get a better perspective at home, or do you get a better perspective in the arena? It's difficult, because for me, when I seen, say, Ted Cheeseman take on Scott Fitzgerald, I was there ringside watching that. And there's no way in hell Fitzgerald won that fight. No way. Not on your Nelly. But people who watch it on TV say that I'm wrong. So, big up to you. You know what? I need to get through, because I think I'm about 100 comments behind at the minute. From a broadcasting view, I get it, but from a fight point of view, I don't. Yeah, of course. Exactly. It's all about drawing people in for the next fight, isn't it? Obviously, not boxing channels. There are race hustlers preying on the weak-minded. Yep, unfortunately, there's a lot of weak-minded out there. There really is. Big up to you. From Harlem, New York. Big up. Is that New York? NYC? Yeah. New York City. Big up. What's up, Stephen? Hope you're good. All right, Victor Bader, I'll see you in there. The Boxing Jedi. Hope you're good. My man. One of the innovators here on YouTube. As much as I'd say Jay Paul can box, he's doing good. He's doing good against the opposition that he's got. I mean, for him to say that he's elite and will be fighting Canelo at some point, I mean, that's a little that's a little bit too far. But you know what? He's doing it for publicity. He really is. Indeed he do. Indeed he do. God bless the chat, indeed. I hope everybody's having a nice Sunday. You're about to have your Sunday dinner or already had it? I haven't had mine yet. I've got to go cook it in a bit. Right, I'm going to skip through a whole lot of chat. So, other than those who I haven't seen before. Dale, what's up? Hope you're good. Hope you're good. That's a good question, actually. How? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I have no idea. Big up to you, Chris. Blackout, what's good? What's good? Hope you got it. Hope you're good. SIB or SIB, Airwatch Porky Corner. Nope, definitely not. I've seen him probably last time I watched him or any of these clown channels was probably over a year ago, well over a year ago. I made it a rule to not watch people who lie, two-face. Don't ask me boxing. Big up to Don't Ask Me Boxing. Would Dave Allen give you an interview? Dennis Hobson thinks he's going to headline the O2 game one day. I've interviewed Dave Allen a few times. Met him several times. Very, very nice guy. Yeah. I'm sure he would if I asked him. We all, mate. Blessing to you and everyone in the chat. Same to you, Alan. Same to you. Toby Bartlett. One of the OGs. Will Conor Benn be a world champion whilst the current crop are still active? What, you mean against Errol Spence Jr. in that? There's always going to be a way. There's always going to be a way. It's about playing the game. It's about waiting for the right opportunity. Now, if he was to go in with Errol Spence Jr. on that, all he's got is a puncher's chance. That's it. Because, I mean, for all we know, Errol Spence Jr. could be shot. He could be a shot fighter now. All right? Hey, Jake, hope you're good. Hope you're good. Dad's free time is best time at home sport. Absolutely. Absolutely. Paul, what do you think about AJ undercard? Absolute garbage. It's garbage. Let's be honest. It's crap. It's terrible. Now, is that a case of because it's on Sky Sports, Eddie Hearn made no effort? Maybe. Because people are going to tune in and click pay-per-view regardless of who's on the undercard. I think it's some laziness with it. Is it a case of Sky Sports didn't give him much budget? That's possible. Didn't give much budget because their deal with Eddie Hearn is no longer around. So who knows exactly what the reason is. So the Xbox runs faster, that's the only difference. Yeah, maybe. No, it just annoys me because we got him some Xbox Series X games and all these kind of things, but he didn't really play them. He just plays the same old crap that he played on his Xbox One, like downloads Roblox and those kind of games. Complete waste of money, really. Yard is a perpetual contender. He is a contender, yeah. And unfortunately, that's all he's going to be unless things drastically change. Toby, Ultra Tech Boxing is one off. Was it good or not? I don't know who that is. I have zero clue. Is it a new channel? Can Warrington turn it around? Yes, he can, and I hope he does. Oh, there we go. Ultra is one of my favorite channels. Shame he got taken down. Oh, did he? Okay. I don't know who he is, but okay, what did he get taken down for? What happened? Don't check out YB. He's funny, but sometimes he's not serious. Oh, really? Okay. How is it? On the same day as Smith. Oh, okay, is that confirmed now, is it? Okay, nice. So what, though? Champions should be prepared to lose, not keep out mandatories. Of course. Exactly. I mean, I think if a rematch clause gets in the way of a ordered mandatory, yeah, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Of course it is. I mean, we know that Joshua, he's got a rematch clause with Alexander Usyk. We know that because Alexander Krasuk confirmed that one. Now, I don't have a problem with that one, only because Joshua doesn't have a mandatory at the minute, as in another one. He doesn't have one straight after. So he's actually free to have a voluntary in his next fight. So I don't have a problem with that one because if he loses to Usyk and he rematches Usyk, you can just call it as a voluntary anyway. So no mandatory is getting stiffed. YB is hilarious. I love his channel. Sporting has a cool channel as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't know who that is, but blessings. The last final fight was a real mismatch from what I saw against Arthur. He's not championship material, but then again, we have had some poor champions over the years. Absolutely. We have. Oh, there you go. You can win on points. It's very possible. I think Liam Smith is one of these guys that you can't underestimate him, that's for sure. And his work rate is phenomenal. He's not with Gallagher anymore, is he? None of the Smith brothers are with Joe Gallagher, are they? I mean, I'm not a fan of Joe Gallagher. I don't think he's that good. I think he's money motivated, if I'm being brutally honest. I could be wrong on that one, but I think he is. That guy Yard fought and wanted to buy about to fight. Yeah, exactly. All right, I have to jump through some of the comments because I'm never going to get this done otherwise. Boxing Ego's a clown channel. I think I've watched one video, maybe two. And that was, I don't know, 18 months ago, maybe. I don't know. Maybe 2 years ago. And all I kind of remember of it was him sat there with a baseball cap on, sunglasses, telling everybody to super chat him. That's pretty much what I remember, and he wasn't even talking about boxing, so I don't know what his thing is. I have no clue. What's your take on Dan Dubois on a Jake Paul undercard? Personally, the picture's all wrong. Yeah, of course it is. This is all about exposure for Dan Dubois and Tommy Fury. The whole Tommy Fury Jake Paul thing is absolutely cringe. I don't like it at all. I really don't. Dan Dubois being on the undercard, well, it gets him out there, I suppose. Project Jab. If we could get another Super Series tournament, what division would I see? Well, heavyweight, of course. That will be the one. If not, light heavyweight. As long as the big players are in it. Light heavyweight division. For sure. There's so many different fighters you can have in that one. Even if you don't even have the world champions, you could still have a good Super Series at light heavyweight. Welterweight, of course, that would be great. Middleweight. It would be great if the sanctioning bodies ordered their champions to participate in the World Boxing Super Series. So therefore, you're going to get, say, Jamal Charlo versus Demetrius Andrade versus Triple G and Murata and all these kind of guys. Chris Eubank Jr., they're all going to be in the mix, aren't they? So that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. But would they do it? No. You'll have to see Usyk versus Parker fight. That'd be interesting. That would be interesting. I'd like to see that. Okay, watch Fitz for three times. First time had it for Fitz. Second time had it for Cheeseman. Third one a draw. Okay. That's a fair point. I mean, when I was there, I was watching it, and I'm like, there ain't no way that Fitzgerald won this one. Now, right next to me, there was a whole bunch of Scott Fitzgerald fans shouting and screaming, and Fitzgerald's got this, blah, blah, blah. Referee, stop the fight. Cheeseman's done. Okay, you know, just how like a boxing fans do. And at the very end, no, actually coming into the last round, as much as that they were shouting how Fitzgerald's got this and blah, 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 I could hear them talking. I don't think Fitz has won this one, has he? He ain't performed. So you understand the narrative. So I do wonder whether or not the judges did it on that point. Sancho, hope you're good. Right, Wally ain't your sporting icons. Do you agree with the IBFP takes? Yeah, usually. Why not? Usually. I think that, and of course, he's a Canelo fan, and he's got every right to be. And he talks a lot of sense at times, of course. Of course. I think he's funny. That's for sure. Definitely funny. I like him. I've been on his channel before. He's a cool guy. What do you think of Tommy Fury's fight tonight? I don't. I really don't. And will I be buying it? Not unless I wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning somehow and think, you know what? Let's click that red button. It's not a fight. I mean, why is this on pay-per-view? Why? It's not pay-per-view. What's his thoughts on AJ's weight cut? He looks like that. Yeah. I mean, he said that at the Tottenham Hotspur presser, didn't he? not presser, but a promo. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to need to be. But at the same time, I hope he's not doing that because he's going to be chasing Usyk around. If Joshua's smart, don't chase him. Let him do all the running. Let him do all the work. Just stand there. Use your jab. Win the fight on the jab if you have to. Just stand there in the center of the ring. Win it on the jab. Oh, you got beef in the oven? Yeah. So I'm really hungry. I need to make a start on this dinner at some point. Where are these fake comments coming from? On what one, Sancho? Okay. All right. I'm going to try and go through to the end of the chat and just highlight those I haven't said hello to yet. AA Boxing Blunts, hope you're good. 2 fights in. The Showtime pay-per-view deal. Can't hate on Jake Paul for having a fan base winning to watch. Exactly. That's it. Okay. This is the thing with like Jake Paul. I know people, especially like hardcore boxing fans, don't really like him, but he's playing the game. And the reason that he can play this game is because boxing's so weak at the minute. We're not getting the fights that we want to see. Where's Joshua versus Fury? Where's Whyte versus Fury? Where's Wilder versus Joshua? Where's Wilder versus Whyte? Where is Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Luis Ortiz? Where is Ruiz Jr. or Luis Ortiz against Dillian Whyte? Where is Errol Spence Jr. versus Crawford? Where's Jamal Charlo versus Demetrius Andre or Triple G? And where are these fights? Where are they? They're not there. So these people can come in, and at the end of the day, they're not taking money out of the sport. They're not. They're getting paid what they generate. And what they generate are from those fans who click the red button. So they're not taking money from a pot because there is no pot. Do you think Sky can battle with BT in competition-wise? Definitely, most definitely. With the fighters that I know that they've signed, absolutely. Good fighters and with personalities as well. Interview Jake Paul. Yeah, I don't mind. Who is Dillian fighting at the O2? Well, he's fighting on October the 30th. His opponent, when we had a quick text the other day, he didn't know what opponent. Unless, of course, he didn't want to tell me. I mean that's possible, of course. In case Blabbermouth Sporting Icons puts it out there. But he said that he didn't know. He was still waiting on Eddie Hearn. He was still waiting on him to finalise the opponent. But it will be on that date for sure. The Boxing Jedi. One thing about Sporting Icons is he's a great man with a great mind. He's fair all around, reliable with boxing updates, hard worker. Thank you, Icons, for your service. Big up to you, my man. Big up to you. You're one of the OGs over here. You've been rocking it since the beginning, really, haven't you? You really have. Calling people out for their BS, having great collaborations, debating, putting out the boxing news, interviewing people back in the day as well. For those of you who are subscribed to the Boxing Jedi, he used to do interviews. In fact, it would be good if you can get back on it. How can Jake Paul be 3-0 in boxing when he's never faced a boxer yet? Because the sanctioning bodies, that's why. And again, to get a license, not hard. Any one of you, or most of you, of course, if you can pass a medical, can get a boxing license. And even if you can't pass a medical, just go over to Bieber. Look at Nigel Benn, You can get a boxing license somehow and fight. And then you've got a record. And a lot of people, if they play it very, very carefully, you can get to 10-0, 20-0, 30-0, even if you're not a very good boxer, just by having stiffs. That's how it is. There's a lot of fighters out there willing to take a dive for an extra 50 quid. Tank or Garcia? That's a good fight. Honestly, again, another one. This is why Jake Paul can rock up in here, along with Logan Paul. Because these fights are not happening. Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia ain't happening. Who would win? I'd like Garcia to win, but I think Tank would, to be honest. But it'd be very interesting. It will be a fast-paced fight. Very, very fast-paced fight. Very backwards and forwards. Conor Benn, he's doo-doo. Well, he's only being there because you see, this is the problem that I have with Matchroom, is that they will put people like Conor Benn on and Campbell Hatton and Chris Eubank Jr. previously. I know he wasn't there for too long, and fully expect the likes of Prince Nassim's son to be on Matchroom at some point. It was like when Matchroom, they would bring in that rugby player, that heavyweight, and people like that, because they have a following, because they carry a bloodline or whatever it may be. It's all about numbers for them. And Conor Benn, he hasn't won a belt yet, let's be honest. Has he won an area belt yet? No. Has he won English? No. Has he won a British? No. Has he won a Commonwealth? No. Has he won a European? No. So why is it in a fight or two time he's going to be fighting for a world title? Why is that? Bobby Smith, how do? Hope you're good. Okay, what's going on with you two? You two getting it in together? John Bennett, you're the voice of hardcore boxing. The voice of toilet seat lickers. Can't wait for AJ versus Usyk. I reckon it's going to be a proper 50-50 fight. Could well be. Could well be. You know, I need to... I keep saying I want to go to the end of the comments, but I keep seeing things pop up. Okay, well, what do you think of Shannon Briggs versus Rampage Jackson? I like the build-up. Both of these guys going at it. They're very, very entertaining. Very, very entertaining. Errol will be eyeing up Conor Benn with his good eye. Ugas called out injured Spence. Because the whole thing with Ugas and Errol Spence, that whole thing's been premeditated for a while. In my opinion, it's just my opinion. I don't know it to be true. Of course not. But I think Ugas always knew he was fighting Pacquiao. I think Spence always knew Pacquiao was going to be fighting Ugas. The only person who didn't know was Pacquiao. So Ugas has been training, which is why he had a few weeks of southpaw sparring in, because he knew. I think the whole thing was a bit of a setup to get Manny Pacquiao out of there. But, I mean, I agree with the decision. I don't think Pacquiao won the fight. But Jim Morgan, where does your boxing knowledge come from? My boxing knowledge ain't that good. It's really not. It really isn't. And to be honest with you, I think of what I do know, a lot of it is just, you pretty much learn on the job, don't you? Because when I upload, say, boxing news on a certain subject, of course, I have to read up about the subject and all these kind of things. And for some reason, I tend to retain the information. So in a couple of years' time, I can talk about a subject that I spoke about 2 years ago. So there could be like a 4 or 5 year gap and I'll remember that subject. But yeah, I can't remember mine and my wife's anniversary and things like that, which is weird, right? All right, I'm going to go straight away to, and I haven't seen you yet. So Mr. S, big up. That BT card last night was awful. Ain't they usually? Ain't they usually? Supercharged Icons grasped Ultra Tech up. Is that the guy that somebody said had their channel removed recently, wasn't it? Definitely weren't me. And I wouldn't do it anyway. Even if I really hate somebody, I'd never snitch on anybody. I'm looking forward to Callum Smith moving up to light heavyweight. Yeah, I don't know who that opponent is that he's fighting. That is for sure. Retina damage bull. This has slight brain damage. Maybe. Don't be surprised at anything. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised. Joshua paid Usyk millions to add that rematch clause. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Of course. That's why Usyk would have agreed to it. That's why Tyson Fury agreed to the rematch clause with Vladimir Klitschko, because he got paid extra money for the fight. That's how rematch clauses work. Because otherwise, Joshua will get 75%, Usyk 25%. Although it is the WBO mandatory, so it can flitter anywhere from 25% up to 40%. So quite exactly what the percentage would have been, I don't know. But yeah, for sure, he would have probably got a higher percentage than what he did. Icons definitely grasped ultra up. God bless him or her, whatever it is. God bless him. Icons had some early rounds. I think he had another. Okay, have I? It's possible. Back when I first started, I did beef with some people back in the day. It's very possible. Very, very possible. Or maybe he's changed his name then. Okay. Be interesting. Was a longer name. What of that? Same thing that Victor was talking about. What do you think about Hatman? I like Hatman. I do like him. But again, it's like anything. I mean, I can like a channel but not agree with everything that they say. And I think that's the right way to be. Many of you will watch me, don't agree with some of my views. Maybe you agree with most of them. Maybe you disagree with most of them, but agree with some. The point is, it's all boxing, isn't it? And I like Hatman. I do. I have no issues with him whatsoever. I never have had. I think that Hatman is, again, he's an OG here on YouTube as well, isn't he? I don't blame Joker Logan. Blah 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 blah. Icons had 56,000 subs a year ago. Proof Matchroom bought your subs. If I had 56,000 subs a year ago, I'd have a lot more right now, wouldn't I? You complete wazzo. Cambosis Jr. smashes Lopez. Oh, okay. Lopez had put very sort of in the way. Dante's box nose used to be good, but turned out to be a clown. Okay, I'm unfamiliar. I know the name, but I'm unfamiliar. I think I watched something. Was it like a load of creepy-looking women at the beginning or something? Like sleazy. I don't know. Dante's, but okay, same thing. Okay, is he called that because he's a Wilder fan, is he? I see. Keep your eyes peeled for ESBC boxing. New game being made. Yeah. They follow me on social media actually. Game made for. Okay, I haven't seen their content yet. Nick Gittis boxing. Who's the best looking coach in the Northeast? Oh, it's got to be Nick Gittis, isn't it? My man. Hope you're good. Nick Gittis, head trainer of Wall's End Boxing Academy. Training Joe Laws, training Jordan Barker Porter, Kerry Haley, Lawrence Osowecki, Rob Ismay. You know what? The list goes on. He's trained so many. Brilliant guy. What a man. I do need to come see you again soon because we still got to do that interview, haven't we? Hope you're good, man. £130 Super Series would be cool. Why not? Let's have something different other than cruiserweight, 147. Okay, yeah, welterweight. I agree with that. Boxing Bro Sporting Icons are top channels on YouTube. Big up to you, Blues. Middleweight would be a great super series. I agree, totally. All right, I'm actually going to go right the way through, and hopefully I haven't seen anybody. Oh, here we go. El Caxi 1971, big up to you. IBFP is funny, but he is biased. Everybody is. Anybody who says that are not biased, talking absolute waffle. Everybody's biased. They're going to have some biases. Sky Sports should do a golden contract thing where the winner gets a multi-fight deal with Sky. Maybe they will at some point. I know they're working with a lot of promoters. Tommy Fury's fighting a dwarf. Yeah, he's tiny, isn't he? Or he is compared to Tommy. Ex-Yanka Boxing with Lily. Good channel. Okay, I don't know that one. But big up to, I'm presuming that's a woman, right? Or women? Yeah, it's got to be that's a woman's name, yeah? And Lily. Okay, cool. Big up to them. What stadium can fill subs now? Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to have a look. Let's have a look. I'll go onto my desktop now, onto my thing, my Ujimada. How many subs have I got, actually? I can't check on this one. I don't know. I haven't checked my subs in ages. Actually, I'll get my phone. It should be pretty charged now. Right. I have 56,734 subscribers. So 56.7. Where are we? 56.7. Okay. So my subs can fill the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City. There you go. Which is 55,000. So next stop is 60,000 for Arsenal. There you go. So currently Manchester City. Fury's going to knock the Wizards' sleeve off Wilder in 6 weeks. Then Bumscore retires and we get another 1.5 Wilder fanboy excuses. Might drug Wilder's happy meal with Viagra. Yeah. I bet them two do actually use Viagra. Seem a little bit close, don't they? DJN, what's good? What's good? Hope you're good. Rowan Perry, hope you're good. Hoping Warrington does it next week. Yep. Or his career's over. Ain't a good look, is it? OBFP goes after fighters that go against Canelo, Andre, and Crawford. Yeah, I mean, he likes Canelo. But the thing is with Canelo, I don't really know how people can hate on Canelo. I mean, I understand some of the judgings, the scorecards were pretty awful. Okay, but again, that was when Oscar De La Hoya was there. But, I mean, Canelo's pound for pound, isn't he? Pound number 1, number 2 at worst. So he hasn't put a foot wrong. He's got an outstanding resume. So, I mean, for me, if he bigs up Canelo, yeah. I mean, what other fighter out there currently active compares to Canelo and his resume? Not many, if any, really. Celtic Warrior, big up. Tyron said on YouTube, there's a rematch clause. Why has nobody mentioned this? It's legit crazy. Okay. There you go then. Boxing really is pants at the minute. Yep, it certainly is. And you, Jim, take care, my man. Take care. The Relay is a good channel as well. Absolutely. There's a lot of women's boxing as well. Absolutely. Julius from our Ring IQ. Absolutely. We had a phone conversation a little while ago. Cool guy, man. Cool guy. What's up? Hope you're good. Didn't Whyte should fight Trevor Bryan? Yeah. I don't think the WBA would authorise it, nor would WBC, to be honest. Didn't ain't fighting at no 2. He's not fighting no great opponents. Well, who is? Who is? What heavyweight is right now? Well, Joshua against Usyk, I suppose. Nes Mendoza, salute my bro. Okay. Salute to everybody. Adrian, I hope you're there. I hope you're good. I'm hearing Wilder will be costume free for the trilogy. He'll be twerking up the ring. He will. He will. Right, I'm actually going to go through to the end. Okay, Mighty Thor, big up. I'll see you there. BK, good afternoon to you. Jake Parsons, big up to you. I'll see you there. Let me highlight that. Obviously, he paid millions for it, but there's nothing wrong with that. There you go. Big Philly style. 100% you see a link up with Sporting Icons and Counterpunch Boxing News. Yeah, why not? All right. God, I've got so many comments. I'm so far behind everybody. I do apologize. Big love always from USS. God bless. God bless to you too. Boxing Square is good. Yep. This is Millsy Mills. What do you think of the Hay fight? Hey, Matthew, hope you're good. David Hay fight, absolute robbery. I mean, talk about going into a bank and taking money. That's exactly what it is. But you know what? He can do it. 56.7. There you go. Cool. Yeah, so that means that we have enough subs to overfill really, the Manchester City football stadium of its 55,000. But we've got another couple of thousand to go before we fill in the Emirates. Arsenal. Jake Paul has a rematch clause. Oh, does he? Bloody hell. Sky announcement is Wednesday. Absolutely correct. It is on Wednesday. What's that? Boxing 9. Hope you're good. Okay. Well, now I think we're actually at the end now. Okay. Hey, Sporting Icons, hope all is good. If Joshua and Wilder fight in the future, who do you think would win and how? Joshua beats him up, knocks him out early. And I've said that since, I don't know, past few years I've said that Joshua knocks him out early. I really believe that. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's fine. Let's see the fight, eh? What's your favorite fight of all time? My favorite fight of all time? Emotionally, nothing's ever come close to it. Oliver McCall versus Frank Bruno, when Frank Bruno won the WBC heavyweight world title. That, for me, emotionally, it never come close to me. Never ever come close. So from an emotional perspective, that has to be my favorite fight of all time. Has to be. What's that one? Aries Boxing, 2 hands, yeah. Boxing Bros, Ring IQ, all great channels. I agree with that. I unsubscribed from all the YouTube boxing channels when the David Haye was announced. I'm addicted though. Timmy, hope you're good. Hope you're good, my man. Blessings to you. Dillian Whyte or AJ in a rematch? Dillian Whyte. Yeah, I know, I'm being biased, aren't I? I cried when Frank beat the time ball. I was 10. Exactly. I mean, that for me was the moment for me. It really was. I mean, of course, there's been plenty of great things happening in boxing all over the years, but for me, that's the one that really stands out for me. Really was. And I think it's because my father at the time, he was very hardened man, never really seen too much emotion, but the way that he was reacting to Frank Bruno winning, maybe that was why. Even though Lennox Lewis was my favorite fighter, of course, we've seen Frank Bruno come unstuck against Lennox Lewis. We've seen him come unstuck against Mike Tyson, all that and that as well, yeah. Okay, I see a super chat. I forgot I even had that one on there, as in the option. So big up to you, Project Jab. Much respect for replying to everyone's comments and questions. Hey, big up to you, my man. I appreciate the super chat. I hope you and the family are well. I appreciate it. Jake Paul is PBC Showtime biggest selling. That's worrying, isn't it? That's worrying. That is so worrying. But at the end of the day, he's built his own audience. So, and if they're going to pay, they're going to pay. Simple as it. They are going to pay. Yeah, but who's Eddie Hearn's leftovers? What's that one about? Killed it. Lost today. My Man United playing at this moment. Okay, cool. I may put TV on a bit and give it a watch. I mean, I'm a Newcastle fan for my sins, but you know. Zach Gobble. A nerd stat for you, bro. The Klitschko's used to avenge each other's losses. Yes, that's true. Only 3 went unavenged. They were Lennox Lewis, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua. The British are the Ukrainians' bane. That's a good way of putting it. And that's true, by the way. That is true. Although, to be fair, Vladimir Klitschko did want to fight Lennox Lewis, but Lennox Lewis retired. And Vladimir wanted that rematch with Tyson Fury, but then Tyson Fury, he decided not to do it. And Vitaly Klitschko was too old. Although, when he got in the face of Anthony Joshua at the end of that fight, I thought, oh, maybe. But yeah, exactly what you're saying there is absolutely true. I love Mayweather. What are your thoughts? I think Floyd is the greatest, best boxer, and Manny has achieved the most. Yeah, why not? I can agree with that. For sure, I thought Mayweather was a fantastic fighter. Not the greatest style in the world to watch, especially his later years. I thought as a Pretty Boy Floyd, he was more effective. He was more enjoyable to watch. I didn't like when he fought Ricky Hatton. I didn't like that one. I thought the referee was way too biased in that fight, but for sure. Absolutely. After Sporting, I think the Tommy Fury fight has a lot of spite and animosity in it. David Woods, big up. Yeah, but again, a lot of it's just hype, propaganda. That's all it is. Tommy's there to get the payday with Jake Paul. That's why he's there. Is Tommy Fury a good fighter and everything? Maybe. Time will tell. Are we going to be seeing Tommy Fury as a world champion one day? Maybe. But unlikely at the minute. What do you think of Serrano and Shields attacking these Y2 channels that give them so many press? Well, yeah, that's Clarissa Shields. She had a pop at me as well, which I argued back with her briefly. I don't ring IQ, he covered it. I was going to cover it myself, but I thought, I don't really want to give Clarissa Shields any kind of airtime. But Serrano, I didn't know that she done that, though. I didn't know. Is that Amanda Serrano you're talking about there? See, a lot of them, they live up their own backside. What's good, Icons? I was thinking Whyte might move to Sky to keep his pay-per-views. Big up, Leon. No, he's going to the Zone. He's going to the Zone. But there again, if Eddie Hearn don't pull his finger out and sort something out, because for some reason, Dillian always seems to be a bit of an afterthought. I don't quite know what that is. But maybe he's going to continue his one-fight deal with Matchroom, maybe. And then before you know it, he's going to go, you know what, I want my pay-per-views back and jump over with Sky Sports. Could happen. But at the minute, his next fight is scheduled to be on DAZN under the Matchroom banner. Got to go check dinner. Respect Sporting. Take care, mate. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. Hurricane Moon, big up to you. Enjoy your dinner. The UK's best is Josh Taylor by miles. There you go. Should I give you all a bit of an exclusive? Shall I? Maybe. Eddie Hearn gave Jake and Logan Paul their first boxing match. Yeah. Well, Logan Paul, he fought that KSI fella first, didn't he? And then Eddie Hearn done it. I think that's the way around. I'm not too clued up on these ones, if I'm being brutally honest. If Conor Brook fight, do you think both should retire after? I think they should both retire now. But hey, why not? For nostalgia reasons, let's just get it on. Does anybody know why Fury won't fight in the UK? I think it's something to do with his license, to be honest. Or he's just living in his own world, like Amir Khan used to, like James DeGale did, and quite a few others. The land of opportunity, the United States of America. Who needs the Brits? Maybe. Who knows? The pool fights are about the shame of losing, not the skills of boxing. Of course it is. Exactly. It's about the money more than anything else. No, that's a low blow. That's a low blow. I don't think Fury is too distracted for this Wilder fight. I think he'll end up losing. It's a very good possibility there, Bob. Very good possibility. You could be right there. Could be right. I thought about that myself. I did think about that myself. Store division and a few gangs, whole sport at PPC. To keep away from Dillian and AJ. Yep, could well be. Call me crazy, but I'm waiting for the Serrano-Taylor matchup. Hopefully we'll get in 2020. Katie Taylor. I like Katie Taylor. I've been a fan of hers for a long time. I've pretty much covered all of her fights, but I'm starting to see a decline with her. I'm starting to see it. The decline is real. It's there. She's going to lose soon. Maybe Serrano's the one. Maybe she's not. But the last few performances from Katie Taylor, not as explosive as they once were. I can see Katie Taylor losing soon, which I don't want to see, but it could well happen. Although I think the new kid on the block right now for women's boxing, of course, you've got Savannah Marshall, but I think Chantel Cameron. I'm a huge fan of Chantel Cameron. I think she's absolutely brilliant. I really do. But then, of course, you've got other fighters coming through as well. I think April Hunter's going to make a name for herself. I think Georgia O'Connor will. I think Jordan Barker Porter will, Kerry Haley, and quite a few others. They all have this opportunity, this window. Any news when Josh K's come back? I know he's back in training with Adam Booth. To be honest with you, I honestly thought Josh Kelly, was maybe going to move back to the Northeast. I thought that's what he was going to do after that loss. Because I don't know. I mean, Adam Booth's a fantastic trainer, isn't he? But I don't know if them two are suited to each other. I don't know. But he's back in training now anyway. That's harsh, man. That's harsh. Help vid. We're in the Northeast, Newcastle. But lately I've been going all over. I've been spending time in Durham. Everything. The only place I haven't been in yet is Sunderland. I'll try not to go there, but I will at some point. And I'll be at the Raton Meadow shows as well coming up. It's okay, Sporting Icons. It will be all the more sweeter when Serrano smashes Shields. Yeah, I believe she will. Maybe that's a minority decision, a minority position to take. I don't know, but I think Serrano beats her. I do. And the thing is with Clarissa as well, is that when you're juggling two sports, boxing and MMA, something's going to happen, isn't it? Something's going to happen. Do you, why AJ said don't buy from their shops? See what? Yeah, I don't think he said buy from anybody's shops or anything. He said shop in your local shops. It wasn't a race thing, but because it's at the BLM March, people assumed it was that, but it wasn't. You're saying buy from your local shops. In other words, don't go to Tesco's. Don't go to Sainsbury's. Buy all your produce from your local stores, those who need the business. But people will twist that how they want to twist it. Ducking is a US national sport. It is on the PBC Island. Zone could do one-on-one with AJ and Whyte. Maybe. If he was allowed to run out in the UK, he needs to apply for a new one. It does, but I mean, he'll get that within, I don't know, a few days, maybe a week or so anyway. So it's not like he won't get his license. He will. If Fury uses excuses, such as he wasn't on the ball or couldn't prepare, I believe him because only fair. I think Fury should keep all his elusive boxing style. None of this come forward Kronk idiocracy. I wonder if he's going to change because at the minute he's training with his dad. Sugar Hill's not with him. So I do wonder what's going to be going on there. Hell yeah, Chantel's a warrior. She is. I'm a massive fan of Chantel, massive fan of hers. Fury TKO's Wilder in 2, in my opinion. Well, that'd be nice. I think Wilder will go 1 round, believe Fury's cheating, then dive in the round so he can scream cheat again. Probably. Probably. Fake news. Do you think Sandy Ryan will become a champion? She'll probably become a champion, but I don't know. There's something about her. I find her a bit arrogant. I'm not keen on her. I have to be honest. As of right now. Hopefully time will change on that one. I'm a big fan of Savannah Marshall. I think she's the best female boxer out there. And from the Northeast, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. She's from Hartlepool, where we used to hang monkeys. But yeah, well, they hung one monkey because I thought it was a French spy. Bless them. Thanks for response back, buddy. No worries. I want AJ to win that fight so badly, but I think it'd be whoever lands the first big punch. While sanctioned bodies should... What sanctioned body would you bin off and why? I'll bin off the WBA. That's an easy one. WBA straight away. Out. Get out. They're too corrupt in my opinion. Are they corrupt? I don't know, but in my opinion, yep, their rankings are gash. Stevie Levy, upcoming 4-0. Yep. Yeah, she's managed by Dave Allen, isn't she? But I saw her fight. I've seen the highlights of the last one because it wasn't shown on the main broadcast of Fight Zone this past weekend. But yeah, I don't know. She's all right, I suppose. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I had to unfollow her from social media because every time I looked at my feed, she was there talking about life's going great, and if you want to succeed, you have to dedicate yourself. I'm like, fuck off! You've only been there, buddy, 2 or 3 fights. What are you talking about? Like you've got it all, got life sorted out. So. Oh, okay, that's to Zach. Let's go there. I think Tony Sims would be a good move for Josh Kelly. I like Josh. I think he's freshen up. I think Josh Kelly training up with Nick Gittis would be a good move. I do. Or a Mark Lozelle if Mark has the time. But I think that Nick Gittis would be a great move for Josh Kelly. I do. Agree, Cameron's the next star. Taylor's legs are not the same. Is that what it is? Is it her legs? Maybe. Because before, for the first, 2 years maybe, the way that she was circling her opponents. Now, granted, I know her opponents weren't off the same kind of level, although they kind of were. They kind of were in some ways, because the level hasn't changed that much, have they? If you really look back at some of the fighters as to what the ones that she fought and where those fighters are now, but the way that she used to spin around the opponents using the hook body shots and all that kind of thing, and the elusiveness and not getting caught so much, it's gone. It's gone. I don't know what's happened with her. Is age caught up with her? Maybe. Is it a case of her opponents are now more aware of what it is that she's going to do? Maybe. But the girl that she's fighting, what's her name? Han Choi or something like that. I've forgotten. I don't know who that is, so I couldn't tell you. Rayton Meadows sounds like a nice place. Yeah, it's a small arena, smallish. Hosts like a lot of weddings and that there as well. Yeah, it's cool. It's at Hatman Spring in Durham. It'll be RE. Been fighting. Excuse me. Fury been fighting under a Nevada license. I don't think there's an issue with getting a new British one. They tried making the Fury AJ fight at Wembley. Yeah, if he really wanted a British license, he can get one. Of course, definitely. I heard Eubank Jr. first. Yeah, October 2nd. Yep, that is true. Absolutely true. Well, I know Sky have signed Eubank because obviously that's been put out there in the press already by Mike Coppinger and that. So that wasn't me that broke that. Truth, son. What's up? You have. Big up to you. Welcome in. Fury is an enigma. I see him being beaten when his last performance, you'd say that he can't lose to Wilder. Yeah, I think that with Fury, he will lose some point. I know a lot of Fury fanatics, hardcore Fury fans can't see it. He will. He'll lose. All fighters lose. And it will come when you don't expect it to come. It'll happen. Did Fury revenge Klitschko rematch money? He kept the cash. I don't know, to be honest with you. I have no idea what that was. No idea. I don't even know if Klitschko tried to take him to court over it. I have absolutely no idea. We think about Ryan Garcia and other people fighting and finally eliminated just duck at Devin Haney. Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? I mean, how do you fight in a final eliminator so you can go fight Devin Haney and then duck Devin Haney? I mean, what's the point of it? I don't know. I really don't know. Does Pacquiao stand a chance in the rematch with Ugas? He's got a chance, I suppose. Yeah. Why not? But I think that the PBC will make Ugas Spence. Ugas is tailor-made for Spence, in my opinion. Do you think AJ should fight Usyk the same way Lopez fought Loma? Maybe. It's going to be difficult, though, because originally I thought, well, maybe Joshua should fight Usyk the way that he fought Ruiz in the rematch. But Usyk, he's got better legs, as in he's got speed on him as far as his legs are concerned, so that might not be the best maneuver. But Usyk, he's a back foot fighter. That's what he does. Until his opponent gets tired, then he puts his foot on the gas. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think Joshua should chase him around. Just win the fight on the jab, I think. Who do you think will win a fight between Hunter and Huey? I think it'd be a great fight. Where do you see Huey in terms of world-class level? I agree with that. I think that Huey Fury beats Michael Hunter. Possibly knocks him out because Huey's punching very, very hard now. Now, you got to remember that, of course, I know people who have been sparring him recently, and he punches very, very hard. Very, very hard, which before he didn't. Now he does. So he's got the skill, the elusiveness now, and now he punches hard. So, yeah, I think that Huey would beat Hunter. I really do. I really want Fury to knock Wilder out first round. What a statement. That'd be great. Hey, Organic. Hope you're good, my man. Oh, yeah, it is. Sorry, you had the phone like halfway across your face. I don't recognize you there. Big up to you, my man. Hope you're good. Hope you're good, my man. My Scouse man. Michael L. Rate Tank, Loma, Tio, Garcia, Haney in order. I think Loma beats Teofimo in the rematch. So I'll probably put him 1. Then Tio. Then Haney. Then Tank. Then Garcia. What do you think of Dubois' opponent? I don't. I really don't. I mean, okay. Is he an American-Italian guy, isn't he? Or Italian-American, however we want to call it? I don't know. I mean, this is just a knockover fight for him. Is Josh Kelly the best fighter from the Northeast? No. I mean, probably the most skillful, for sure. I mean, maybe he could be. He could be. Why not? But I think if he has to apply himself and get serious, his problem is that he doesn't get serious at times. He messes about in too many fights. He relies on his opponent doing something, and if they don't do it, he's stuck. That's the problem with Josh. And I like Josh. I'm a huge fan of Josh Kelly. I love Josh Kelly. Of course I do. And I'm just being as honest as I possibly can. But there is a lot of talent in the Northeast. There is so much talent. There really is. And you're a red and white there. So you're from Sunderland, yeah? Again, Sunderland have got some fantastic fighters coming through, especially around the Sunderland, Washington, Berkeley in that area. Of course, with like the McCormack twins, they're turning pro now. Although I don't know what's happening with the McCormacks, actually. I don't know if they're going with Sky or DAZN. I don't know about them, funny enough. I should know, really, shouldn't I? But I don't. But yeah, there's great Northeast fighters up here. Women's boxers and that as well. I've already mentioned some of the women like Georgia, April, Savannah, Kerry, Jordan. There's some great fighters out there. There really is. So, for like women, for men, of course, you've got like Lewis Ritson. Of course, he's still there. Ritson, he's going to make a big statement soon. He really is. All of my little boys loitering around. I can hear him, so I'll have to go in a minute. Yeah, Lewis Ritson. You got Stephen USR Robinson, 3-0 heavyweight. Big news with him coming up. Same with Georgia, same with April, same with Lewis Ritson. So, well, actually, there's big news coming up with loads of people and that as well. There's some shows coming up as well at Rayton Meadows with Phil Jeffries. A lot of fights going to be on them ones as well. The Job show at the end of the year. If you haven't seen the press conference for my Matt Job's show, go watch that one. Yeah, so there's loads of good fighters up here. Loads. Absolutely loads. Joe Laws, of course. I love Joe. In fact, all the fighters at the Wallsend Boxing Academy, love all those. You've got the MTK Newcastle fighters there as well. Although it's MTK Newcastle, but it's based in Gateshead. That's a bit weird, isn't it? It should be MTK Gateshead, shouldn't it? But hey, what can you do? What can you do? Of course, you've got Tommy Ward as well, arguably the most skilled fighter from the Northeast. Tommy Ward. So, I mean, listen, I can go on and on and on. I did actually think about just making a video on Northeast fighters, but I was a kid at Rayton Meadows, was called the Pit Heaps. Really? You see, my dad, when I was a kid, my dad was born and raised in Sunderland. He's like a proper Mackem. Now, he worked down the pits for a little while. He did. And when pits were starting to close, all that kind of thing, that's why we had to move down south when I was a kid, which is why my accent is the way that it is. But, now I'm back up. So, yeah, I've heard a lot of things about the pit, about the Pit Heaps. Do you think Josh Warrington gets revenge next week? I hope he does. I totally hope he does. Okay, that's to somebody else. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what happened? Oh, sorry. That's to somebody else. I do apologize. I'm highlighting somebody else's comment there. Who's Dillian Whyte going to fight next? Who is going to be next? Dillian Whyte opponents? I really don't know, to be honest. I really don't know. And to be honest, Dillian doesn't even know. Although he may have found out today, actually. I think he may have heard something today. But I mean, I haven't spoken to him. I think I got a message or anything. Oh, I've got audio from Spencer Fearon. I'm going to listen to that in a second. Fury has changed his style for Hatman, more explosive and entertaining. You're going to see a lot more of Fury. I'm telling you, you're going to see so much from him. I know people want to judge him over some past performances and that, but trust me. DAZN has 2 million subscribers on YouTube. Yeah, £100 per person for a year. DAZN would have 200 million a year to spend. My estimation. What you think? Possibly. Yeah, but again, you see, they draw money from not just say the boxing fans. DAZN have a lot of football fans over there in Italy. They're the biggest sports platform in Germany and Japan, and we all know that Japan and China and that are massive on sport in the millions. So yeah, DAZN can draw money from these other places to invest into boxing. For Joshua, timing beats speed. I can agree with that. Oh, Killian. Hey, Sporting. Hey, Killian. Harold Sconey is actually a nice guy. He's also a motivational health coach. Okay, you should do an interview with him. His channel name is Learning Energy Healing Online. Okay, cool. All right, I'll have to try and remember that one. For sure, I'll interview him. If you ever speak to him, tell him to follow me on social media, on Instagram or Twitter, and we'll get that cracking. Dubois versus Fury. He's not ready, yeah? No, Dubois is definitely not ready. Josh Taylor be a good match with the Ingle Gym. Yeah, maybe. And I think Ben Davison is doing all right with him so far. Yeah. I question Josh K's engine. Jim McDonald would be a great fit for Josh. Well, I mean, Jim McDonald, back in the day, he was an absolute health freak. So he knows how to build up endurance. So maybe. Well, I did hear something. I don't know whether or not I'm going to speak out of turn. I don't know whether it's right or wrong. But maybe some of you know Adam Booth. He's a vegan, right? And I think he makes his fighters turn vegan as well. Or vegetarian. I'm not too sure which one it is. So maybe that may have something to do with it. I don't know. Or I could be told that and I'm completely wrong on all of it. Who knows? The Northeast boxing never been so good. Absolutely, BK. Absolutely. If you could change it, how many divisions do you think should be in boxing, and can you name them? How many divisions, weight divisions? Well, it's currently 17, and yeah, of course I can name every single one of them. But for me, I would remove probably about 5 or 6. And we're talking the lower weight classes like super bantamweight to bantamweight, featherweight, super featherweight. These kind of ones where you can remove one of them because it's like a 2 pound difference, a 3 pound difference, a 4 pound difference, which is nothing, absolutely nothing. You don't need it. You don't need a division where there's only a couple of pound difference between them. For what? What's a couple of pound? It's nothing. Get rid of them. Yeah, there is. And yeah, exactly. I say it's the north. And of course, you're talking north, you're talking Newcastle, Sunderland, Durham, and all these kind of places, Darlington, Middlesbrough. Troy Williamson, again, don't forget, he's taking on Ted Cheeseman soon. But in the north, of course, you're talking Liverpool. You're talking Sheffield, Leeds, Manchester, or like these kind of areas now as well. Yeah, there's a lot of talent up north. A lot of talent. Will Lynch. Who do you British regard as the greatest British fighter? All-time greatest British fighter? The all-time? That depends on, I think, a lot of people who are historians. That will depend on a lot of things, really. A lot of things. I mean, for me, my favorite fight was always Lennox Lewis, but if my dad was around, he'd probably say Henry Cooper, so. Yo, Sporting, great channel. What's next for Tank, Taylor, Tio, and some more PVC bombs on Pimp Daddy, Uncle Al, never-ending conveyor belt. Who knows what's going on with them lot? I heard Tank has vacated one of his 3 belts. He's got one more to vacate. What was it going to be? Who knows what's going to happen with them? I think they'll just wait around for him to be elevated to super champion, because you know the bias between the WBA and the PBC are off the scales. Luis Ritson beat Miguel Vasquez, but tried to overcompensate after all the criticism. He tried too hard against Jeremiah's Nicholas Ponce, instead of fighting the usual way. Maybe. I think that they misjudged Ponce. I mean, I've had like a brief chat with Luis. In fact, I was supposed to interview him last Wednesday, actually. But I think, yeah. And again, you see that body shot in round number 1 didn't help, did it? It really didn't help. Tommy Ward can get more of a home fight. I'd love to see Tommy Ward take on Navarrete or something like that. I'd love to see it. I really would. Tommy Ward, he deserves the opportunity. He deserves the chance. If you could change boxing, how would you change it? Oh, belts, weight, divisions, rankings, judges, commissions. Well, I'd love it to be that there was an overall umbrella who control the sanction bodies, where all sanction bodies report to that one entity. That's what I would like. I would like it so at least once every 2, even 3 years even, all the sanction bodies got together and ordered all their champions and all their weight classes to fight each other, as in create an undisputed. And they can do that, but they don't. But exactly, BK. Huey is much better than people give him credit for. Dillian Whyte will never become a champion. True facts. Well, your true facts is wrong, because he's WBA interim champion, which means what? Which means he can't get wrapped by another sanction body. Do you know why? Because they view him as a world champion. So he's already a champion, don't you think? Lucky. And beside that, it's not a fact, it's an opinion. Must be a Wilder fan. Oi, Ash. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Right, I'm going to get to the very end of this, and then I'm going to have to end it. How long have I been on there? An hour and 20 minutes, so I do need to get off. I use a lot of the points you make to make my arguments. Cheers, mate. Hey, Monty, hope you're good. I appreciate it. Daryl Alexander, what is up, my man? What is up? I appreciate that, my man. Another super chat there. Was that a big fish you caught there? How big's that fish, man? You see, I know loads of people who do fishing. I've never actually done fishing myself, though. I've never done it. Other than when I was a kid, you remember as a kid, well, it depends how old you are. I mean, I'm 40 years old now, but you used to get like that old bamboo stick with like a little net on the end, and just catch like the sticklebacks and that. Are sticklebacks still around? I don't know. And go catch frog spawn for the tadpoles and that. But yeah, I've never caught a big fish like that ever. Anyway, I appreciate super chat, so thank you very much, Daryl. You're the man. Do you think Fury will fight Wilder? Yeah, kind of has to, doesn't he? It'd be pretty bad if he didn't now, wouldn't it? Let's get rid of the super and junior weight divisions. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, for the sake of £3 or £4, I mean, do you really need, I mean, is it that valuable? A £4 weight difference? Is it really that valuable? No, it shouldn't be. I mean, shouldn't the weight classes be, like, I don't know, every £10 or something like that? That would make it a bit more interesting, wouldn't it? What's the news you are struggling not to share? Oh, loads. I mean, especially when it comes to the Sky Sports. There's so much stuff I want to tell you about Sky Sports. So much stuff, the fighters, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I could tell you a fighter that quite a few people have told me about. And obviously there's been some fighters who actually seen him in that, but Grimsby is north of Liverpool. Tes. Grimsby used to have a good football team back in the day. Well, decent football team, not great. Please go live more often for your supporters members. I will. I promise you that. You see, the reason why I didn't for quite some time is because I everything that I had on my OBS for the live stream and everything, I didn't have on this new laptop. So that's why I didn't do it. But for now, I've got StreamYard. I will set up the other one so we can actually filter through the comments and screen things will pop up and everything like they used to. So I will. Hey, Sporting, I'm from America. So can you give me advice for varsity high school football? For high school football, I have absolutely no idea. I mean, I've never watched. So is this like from like the college football? Is this like American football? My cousin, ever since I was a kid, he was mad on American football. He used to play each and every weekend. I mean, he's a big old unit. He's like he's a 6'8". He's a huge man, but loves American football. Absolutely loves it. I mean, for me, I found it a bit too rough. That's why I don't play rugby either. But no, I mean, I know that sport is massive in America. In fact, I think it's quite big over here, actually. But bringing some format similar to the Super Six, separate the men from the... Yeah, exactly. Andy Stone, any critique of boxing bodies, their ranking and necessary belts? Yeah, the whole lot of them are absolute clowns. That's what they are. There's no way that they're not, because if you look at it, the WBA rankings, absolutely trash. Don't tell me Mark DeBory is number 10 in the world. Do me a favor. And Bogdan Dinu was number 1 for about 2 or 3 months. Absolutely outrageous. WBA need to be binned off and horsewhipped. The WBC, the way that they favor certain fighters, where they have a friendship with their champion and freeze out other fighters, is absolutely disgusting. The WBO, 2 bias when it comes to Frank Warren and Bob Arum. The IBF, they rank a lot of obscure fighters. That will be my biggest criticism of the IBF. But at least with the IBF, as harsh as they possibly can be at times, they order a mandatory. You have to respect it because you're fighting that mandatory. Josh Taylor should train with Katie Taylor's trainer. Oh, in America. Yeah. Do you think Rakpur has gone to Sky? Ooh, we'll have to find out on Wednesday. Frank Warren robbed Akeem Ennis's lunch money as well. Lewis entered it to me. Well, he did kind of use it, didn't he? He did use it. Is he a Brett? When I think the input, I'm always curious about what a fight fans across the pond think of their greatest fighters. I'll take an interest in all sports boxing. Also, listen to you. Big up to you, Will Lynch. Hope you're good. By the way, if anybody's listening and you're not subscribed, it's free, you know. Just click that red button where it says subscribe. If it's red, turn it to grey. If it's not red, if it's not grey, it's an issue. Click it. Click it right now. Small mouth pace. Yeah, anytime. Thank you very much. Yeah, watched Boston last night and ordered with the outcome of the brand. Yeah, exactly, LW. We were talking about that earlier on in the stream. Absolute robber, innit? Yep, absolutely. I agree with that, Daniel. I've been live. I've been here live for 1 hour and 29 minutes, so an hour and a half, which is much longer than what I was going to be. Right, anyway, I hope everybody is good. I need to head off. I need to head off. My little boy's loitering outside. He's clearly after something. Okay, just heads up for actually, you don't have to pay 25. You actually get DAZN UK. Just remember the stream located for £5 and DAZN UK. Ah, interesting. Yeah, because Usyk AJ is actually on DAZN, but in the UK it's on Sky Sports. So if you can get like a what do you call it, like a VPN or something. Gone out Wilder for years. As a true Wilder fan, want to see that ASAP. Absolutely. Absolutely. Any Wilder fan should want to see that, just to shut up Dillian Whyte. Why don't Wilder just take that fight, you know? Spill the beans, you can do it. Okay, I'm going to head off with this one. Okay, I'm actually going to give you a name. I'm going to do what Michael Benson does. I'm going to do what Mike Coppinger does, and I'm going to give you, Dan Raphael, and that do it as well. And I've been told by several people up and down the country, mainly down south, and that, of course, that the one fighter outside of Chris Eubank Jr. is, are you ready for it? I'm not going to the end of the chat. Right, don't tell no one. Josh Taylor. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, you have one too. I've got a YouTube channel. You have? Big up, Sean. Big up to you. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go. So I've left you with that last one. If you didn't hear what I said, play it back. Okay. Yeah, you got it, JP. All right. So that's one of many. Yeah, shh, don't tell anyone. Make sure Dan Raphael, Mike Coppinger, Michael Benson don't find out about it, all right? Okay. Yeah. And he's got a show coming up in, well, not too far away. It's quite long because obviously he's recovering from injury. So it's towards the end of the year. And it's going to be a homecoming in Scotland. Edinburgh, to be precise. Okay, everybody, I appreciate it. And we'll talk a little bit more about some of the Sky stuff, maybe a bit later on tonight. If everybody's about later on tonight, I might actually go live tonight. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. If not, I'll do one tomorrow, okay? Because tomorrow I've actually got to be interviewing a couple more fighters who've signed up with Sky Sports. But I don't think that Josh Taylor is going to give me an exclusive. All right, everyone. Hope you're good. Take care.